Hello and welcome to Yoga with Glenn. I'm Glenn. Today I have a nice restorative yoga flow for you that's all about letting love in and opening yourself up to love. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hop into something comfortable, hop on your mat, and let's get started. For this restorative flow, you will need some props. I recommend a bolster, blanket, blocks. If you don't have any of those, just a regular blanket will do. If you don't have a bolster, some pillows will do. And if you don't have blocks, maybe some books or just even more pillows just to help make yourself more comfortable. So to get started, I'm going to grab our bolster, going to grab a block, going to place it on the second highest position, or if you have a pillow that you can stack under another pillow, maybe that'll do. But you want to have something just going to give you a nice little incline here, and you're going to rest right in front of the bolster and let yourself lay back, open yourself up, and bring the soles of your feet to touch. Open yourself up for this reclined supported butterfly position. And you can play around with how close the feet are to the pelvic region. You can have them super close. You can bring them out a little bit just to change the treatment of the lower back and change the treatment while opening the hips. And just let your knees fall out comfortably. Let your chest be nice and open, letting that love in, opening yourself up to that love. And set an intention for today's practice. Hopefully it's just to fall in love with yourself. You can start by a nice posture like this. As we're nice and vulnerable, we're nice and open in the chest, we're nice and open in the sacral region. And I think this is just great to start a restorative practice. Your arms, if you like, if you have more blankets and you feel like resting your arms on the blankets instead of the floor, I welcome you to do so. After you've gotten yourself nice and comfortable, nice and set up in your supported fish pose, follow me and take some breaths. So after an exhale, begin with a nice big inhale, filling the belly, feeling the ribs expand, feeling the chest rise, and open mouth exhale. Once more, filling the belly, feeling the ribs, and feeling the chest rise. Hold at the top. Take one more sip of air in, and open mouth exhale. Let it all go, let it all out. Inhale, let that love in. Feel the belly, ribs, chest. Hold at the top. One more inhale, and open mouth exhale. Let all that love out. Just lay here and let yourself open up. Breathe with intention and breathe consciously. Just learn to fall in love with yourself. Now each of these postures we'll be holding for several minutes, so it's important just to keep breathing through them, just to let yourself open up more and more. You can feel your legs, the gravity just weighing them down more and more. Just let yourself rest into your bolster, your pillow, whatever you have. So now there are a couple breaths here in this posture. Restorative yoga is about, well, restoring. But instead of Vinyasa, where it's more about building the body, restorative yoga is just letting the body be at ease, lengthening the muscles, and of course, restoring yourself. Restoring yourself physically, restoring yourself mentally. After your next exhale, take a nice big inhale. Last one in this posture. Feel that belly, feel the ribs expand, feel the chest lift. And then open mouth exhale, letting love out. And slowly bring your hands underneath your legs and bring the knees together in the middle to touch, soles of the feet on the ground. And slowly roll off to one side, just supporting yourself, not letting yourself completely fall off the props, but just make slow movements. Again, in this series, we're really opening up the muscles. We're really stretching them out. So set your bolster off to the side. And if you don't have a block, I recommend maybe a book with a soft cover, or maybe a book, you can put a pillow or a blanket on top of it. Or if you have a bolster, you can use that too. But bring the soles of the feet on the ground, knees bent, and lay back onto your back. Let your head rest against the ground. And bring the soles or the feet or the heels close to the glutes, maybe so the fingertips can touch. And with an inhale, press up into bridge. And exhale, down, slowly lower down to the ground. Now have that block handy, or your setup of either a bolster, pillow, a book, maybe with a blanket over top. But have it about as high as this block is on the second level. And inhale, lift the hips up and slide that prop, whatever you may have, under your lower sacrum where the hips meet the spine. Not too much on the spine, that'll cause a little lower back pain, but not too much on the glutes and the hips. Same reason. So that intersection of the spine and the pelvic bone. And just rest it there. Your hands, you can have palms up, Shavasana style. You can bring your arms out to a T if you like. You can hold on to this block if you like, or you can just let them just hang out wherever they like to. Knees are about hip width apart. Feet, same thing, about hip width apart. If you need to adjust yourself on the block, just press your hips up and do so. You can bring the shoulder blades together a little bit just to open up that chest if you like. But again, this is another vulnerable position, great for restorative yoga. Our hips are up, our sacral region is higher than our heart. This is a great one. It's considered a little bit of a back bend. You know, as you keep breathing, just keep sinking into this posture. Those intentional breaths, those conscious breaths. And just let the weight of your pelvis just rest against your prop. And of course, think of our theme today, which is letting love in. It's nice to let love into your life and be in love with yourself. I can tell you it's much better than the opposite. Just keep breathing, keep sinking into the posture. If you need to make small adjustments, of course you can do so. Another couple breaths to go here. Same thing with the last posture. After an exhale, we'll take one more breath together here in this posture. So exhale, you're all out. And then inhale, feel the belly Feel the ribs, feel the chest, and feel the difference here now that your heart is above your head. And then open mouth exhale, let that love out. And then press down with the feet, lift up with the hips with an inhale. Remove your props, set them off to the side, and sway your hips down to the ground slowly like a leaf in the wind. Now you may stretch the legs out here just for a second. Extend the arms overhead for a nice full body stretch. Bring the hands back down by the hips, rebend in the knees, and extend the right leg up in the air, and fold that right heel over the left knee. Arms out to a T, and take a twist to your left side for that figure four twist. Now, if you like, you can tilt the chin over towards the right arm, look towards the right arm. If you like, you can have the chin in a neutral position. If you enjoy a side body stretch, you can extend the right arm overhead. Or you can just lay here with a T, looking straight up at your ceiling, if you like. Whatever's most comfortable for you. And generally, we don't hold twists as long in yoga, so we won't be here as long in this posture. But just enjoy this twist. After your next exhale, inhale, float your legs back up to neutral, and then take a counter twist over to the opposite side. My props are in the way here. Definitely won't be here as long. Just enjoy this counter twist. Inhale, float it back to the center. Extend the right leg up, and then set the sole of the right foot on the ground. Extend the left leg, fold the left heel over the right knee, and then take a twist to your right. And then remove your props if necessary. Same thing, arms out to a T, chin straight up, left arm overhead with the chin straight up, or you can have your arms out to a T and your chin can float over towards the left shoulder. Wherever you are, enjoy it. Breathe consciously. Breathe with that love intention. After your next exhale, inhale, float those legs back to center, and then take a twist to that opposite side. This figure four twist. Breathing consciously, breathing with that love intention. Inhaling love in, exhaling love out. After your next exhale, inhale and float back to center. Extend that left leg. Set the sole of the left foot on the ground. And extend the legs out. Extend the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice full body stretch. Maybe grab a wrist, bend to the side. Grab the opposite wrist, bend to the opposite side. Roll the ankles, roll the wrists. Bring your arms down by your side. Bend a knee and press off that foot. Roll over to your side. And just gather yourself here for a few moments, just letting your nervous system catch up. And when you're ready, press yourself up into a seat, legs extended to the front. Now, if you have a blanket, grab that blanket, and I recommend either under the heels, or if you like, between the stomach and the hips, because we're going to be folding forward in Paschimottanasana. And grab your bolster and put it maybe on the thighs, a little bit on the lap. With an inhale, arms come up, and exhale, fold forward. And let your stomach rest against this blanket. And let your head and your chest rest against the bolster. You can turn a cheek to one side or to the other, or you can rest your forehead down. Or sometimes what I like doing if I'm not feeling too flexible, if you have a block, you can set a block on your bolster and rest your forehead on that. But wherever you are, come to a nice resting posture here in Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. We'll be here for several breaths. Generally with restorative yoga, we're holding each posture for about 2 to 5 minutes, all while consciously breathing through them and letting our breath take us further and further into this, well, right now forward fold, but taking us further and further into each posture. Lengthening the muscles, just making the body more and more flexible. And it's great to work in restorative yoga, especially if you do a lot of vinyasa, maybe hot yoga, power yoga, a lot of hatha, anywhere where you're doing a little bit more breath to movement type stuff, where you feel like you're building the body. Or even if you play sports or you're just on the go all day, restorative yoga is just perfect to kind of reset the body. While you're breathing into this posture and you feel like maybe you have a lot of weight on your supports, you can maybe move the bolster a little bit more down the body just to get more of a fold. We don't have to go too intense here. Just feeling a nice fold will do, but if you feel like you have a little too much weight, you can definitely intensify your treatment. There's no harm in that. Just remember to inhale, let that love in, and exhale, let that love out. After your next exhale, Let's take one last breath in this posture together. So inhale, fill the belly, fill the ribs, fill the chest, and open mouth exhale. Let that love out. And slowly place your hands on the ground. Slowly walk yourself back up to a tall spine. Set your props off to the side. Circle the arms up. Stretch the arms overhead. And then bring the palms to the ground and swing your legs around and come into a neutral table posture. We'll just do some quick counter postures here just to get the body moving a little bit. Inhale for cow pose and exhale for cats. Inhale for cow, bend the elbows. And exhale for cat. Come up onto the fingertips, release the toes for super cats. And then back down to a neutral table posture. Walk your hands over to your left side for a lateral bend. Over to your right side for the same. One more round. Over to the left side. And over to the right side. And then back to a neutral table posture. Now, if you have an open wall, I really recommend following along in this next one. But we're going to send our legs up the wall. This is an excellent recovery posture. Sometimes I think this is a little bit even better than Shavasana, corpse pose. But bring your hip, doesn't matter which one, close to the wall. And set up a blanket you can slide off the wall on. If your mat's too grippy, I don't think this will work too well, but lay down on your back and swing your legs up to the wall. And then walk your hips back just enough so your lower back is flat on the ground. You don't want to have it off the ground because that could bring some lower back pain. This is excellent recovery posture, especially if you're feeling a bit stressed with your day. This is something you can even do really quick. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a yoga flow like this. A couple things you can do with the feet to change the treatment. You could bring the toes down to the face. Just imagine your belly and your rib cage here is like a lake, and there's a stream running off of your feet like a waterfall. So if you bring your toes to your face, you're turning on that waterfall down to your stomach. If you extend the toes up, you're cutting that waterfall off, or maybe just a slow drip. Somewhere in the middle, you get a middle treatment of waterfall, you get it. Extend your toes to the ceiling. Feel the quads tight against the bone. And then bring the toes down to the face, see how that changes. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings. And your arms you can have down by your side, Shavasana style, palms up. You can have your arms out to a T. If you enjoy that side body stretch, you can have your arms overhead. Wherever you are, just relax, sink in. Remember to breathe consciously. Breathe with the intention of love, inhaling love in and exhaling love out. If restorative yoga is your thing, leave a comment down below. Let me know if it is your thing, and let me know how this practice went for you. I'd really appreciate it. Just another minute or two left in this posture here. Just keep breathing, keep sinking into it. before we exit this posture, I invite you to bring your toes down towards your face. Feel another stretch in the hamstrings. Extend your toes up to the ceiling. Feel the quads engage. And then bend the knees. Place the soles of the feet on the wall. And gently push yourself off the wall. You can walk your shoulders back a little bit. And then when you have enough room, roll over to a side in a recovery posture, fetal position. Just let your nervous system catch up before you press yourself up to Sukhasana, an easy cross-legged seated position. Just whenever you're ready, just meet me there. Could be on a prop, could be off a prop. Walk the hips back a little bit. Tall in the spine, proud chest. Circle the arms up with an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Bow the chin towards the chest. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I hope you liked it. I hope you felt great in this restorative practice. I invite you to go out into the world and let love in and give some love at the same time. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.